come on.
Oh, we're not ready. We're not ready.
Talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. 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 Talk your face off.
I had all that time to prepare while you were eating. Here we are again.
Here we are.
What is up?
Whew. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to be a few minutes late to have some kind of sustenance.
Well, it's better than you eating it live, that's for sure.
I know. That's
given
the worst.
Given the two choices, we went with plan B. You're welcome, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He was okay with plan A.
I had to go with the protein bar just to get me through the evening. So, yeah.
Yeah,
But
for you, it's still around that dinner hour. I'm well fed and
food
played with
coma.
RCs after and started editing a video. I'll have a new video dropping
Allegedly.
in my mind tonight, but
I'll be the judge if he played with them or not.
on the West Coast, it'll be today. On the East Coast, after this, it'll end up being tomorrow.
Nice.
Because my hard drive was up here in the studio, and I edited it, and I didn't have the ending to put on it, so I had to wait. Anywho.
I got a pro tip right here. Pro tip. My daughter's pinion right there
won't come off. Heat.
Put a little soldering iron on it. Get that Loctite. So the nut is loose.
But it's still gummed in there.
But it's still gummed in there, yeah. So
the Loctite got further than it needed to.
Yep.
Understood. What is going on? Go, man, go. James RC Garage, Racing Case, Muir Deep, Saturn 5, Mike Leslie, RC Jeep Guy, Cozy Fozy. Cozy Fozzy? Cozy Fozzy? Cozy Fozzy?
I can't see, so I'll take your word for it.
Seeing Go Man Go in here reminds me, I was going over, finally, rules and stuff for the gauntlet for the tiny trucks. So I will be posting those. I just want to run them by Jeff. I sent him to Jeff, and he did not respond to my message. So I'm waiting for him on the rules. I didn't really update them much. I think I clarified a little bit more in the rules, just what the timing was used for, and changed the date at the top. And that was it. I realized that there's not a 4-wheel steer option on there. And I debated, but we're already running long as far as time goes. And it's not a big enough class that it's not worth the extra time, because then it's, the same people are going to run another truck and another class, and it'll bring a few new people in, but maybe that only have that, but not as
you're
many.
Gonna have
it's a trail show. It's not really like a super comp crawler. It's more of a trail comp weekend anyway.
He said no scramblers allowed. You'll have to do a scrambler.
Only scramblers allowed. That way I'm going to kick everybody out that doesn't have scramblers on. And then find some other reason to tech out Dana's trucks. They won't be allowed for some reason.
That's funny.
Brian, what's up? Dirk. Sinister joined in here.
I'm working on a race car right now. Olivia finished her B7 build.
Oh, for those that don't know, Dana is Go Man Go. So.
Yes.
He's working on a race build.
Well, it's Olivia's. She finished her B7. So now it's time to put all the electronics into her new build, which is right here.
Oh, nice.
She saved up and got it, and she already put it all together herself. And so I told her, I said, put everything together and I'll put your electronics in, make sure it all works. And now we're off to the races again.
Nice.
So, yeah. So
Sweet.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. She's going to be running a Hobby Wing just stock. I think this is the G3.
Yep.
And then the SP5 Reedy motor. This motor in 21.5 and in 13.5, 13.5, stupid amounts of power.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like seriously, a lot of power in this car. Oh my goodness. Like we have to turn it down. On my car, I have to turn it down. It's too much power. So there you go. Yeah. So what's new with you?
I like the pink wires. They're big wires. You're using thick stuff. It looks good.
That's how you win races, Tony.
Yeah. Lots of power can go through it.
Yeah.
What's up with me? Well, I went out RCing tonight because I realized, I haven't RC'd since the last time we spoke.
Oh.
I did not make it to the comp on last Thursday.
Uh-huh.
My mom stopped in, and then even after she left, the weather was just too good, and we're not gonna have those kind of good days for much longer. So it was like, I could have rushed to scramble to get there after my mom left, get everything ready and go. But it was just like, we're just going to enjoy the night and go out and enjoy the weather while we can. But, I hadn't really driven anything. I'd worked on a few, and I did drive the,
Are you putting light kits in?
Yeah, all kinds of light kits in all my rigs. That's what I've been working on. It's been I did redo the light back there, the blue, because the blue and the last LED strip died. But I ran an old one, an oldie but a goodie.
What'd you run?
And the question is, does it still stand up today?
Is it still relevant?
It's older. Is it relevant today? And I would say yes. Yes, it is. It's very much.
Is it a TYFO Grasshopper or Bandit?
It's an Air Hogs. Wall Rider.
Wall Rider.
No, it was the laser nut, the low-C laser nut.
Oh, yeah. That thing's still around?
Well, I came by it by frustration. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm on one of my first world.
Let's go.
First world rants.
I want to hear it.
So, and I went on it in the video, and I cut off the end of it because I went back to the rant like at the ending, and I shouldn't have. So I'm like, Actually, I haven't put the video out yet. I could put it back in there if you guys really want.
You're like, let's finish this.
I could do it. I could do it. So I wanted to go out and run an RC. My first thought was the Raminator, but for the first time ever, I couldn't get it to start. Ever.
Ooh.
So, and I even ran it just a month ago.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, for one, I think I pumped it and primed it and all that and said, this thing always starts up. It's, in the video I'm doing my intro, she always fires right up. After a little bit, it might take 10 pulls instead of the normal 3, but I'm just sitting there and I'm like, do I have the choke the right way? And then I start seeing gas come out the muffler and I'm like, we're done for now. Like, we flooded that boy. So I don't know if it was my fault that it didn't start because I couldn't remember if I had left it in choke the last time I drove it because I'm like, no, choke is up, but it's already up. So if I drove it, I would have turned it out of choke. So now I need to go back and look. So normally I just flip it the opposite way that I put it away, and then I run it, and then I flip it after it's running for about a minute. Anyway, so that didn't work, and I'm like, you know what? I charged up batteries. I have a 3S sitting over there. I'm going to grab that.
You didn't run the laser nut on 2S like everything else you do?
Oh, So just crawlers.
Just
So I grabbed the radio and I'm like, dude, I'm totally gonna run my Rift. I'm just gonna go out there and just throw sand and just have a blast with the Rift. Because I only run it on 3S. 4S is it becomes stupid. So
yeah.
I wanted just a controlled bash with it, and I couldn't find the radio for it.
Oh, Tony.
I've looked everywhere where I thought it would be.
Well, don't you have one of those radios that have like multiple?
So about that, right? And this is where my rant went in the video. It was toward Spectrum.
So about that. See what happened.
About that. See what happened is they released the Spectrum 6R without speaking to me.
Yes.
They added like Bluetooth and backlighting, and it's like, those were misplaced. Very, very, very nice upgrades. Thank you for those. Those should have been probably in the last version, as well as the ability to store 99 vehicles in it, like your Pro Series ones.
Well, that just seems like a lot to ask.
Or, because they're always like, well, if you really want to store that many, you can get our Pro one. I'm like, well, I don't want your Pro one. Your Pro one feels like doo-doo in my hand. I don't want your Pro one.
Pro one sucks, okay?
Like, I get, it's great for racers. It's great for people that need two hands to drive. Like,
yep.
That's good for them.
Dude.
Those people that have two hands to drive, guess what? They've got less than 20 cars. Give them the 20 car model one.
You know what's
funny?
Give
all of us stupid YouTuber people that want to film our cars when we drive them, give us the 100 on the rugged.
You know how many real racers have come up to me and being like, what's that? And I'm like, it's Radio Master, like showing him my radio. And he's like, no, what's that? And he points to the wheel. And I'm like,
thumb steer.
Yeah, I'm like, thumb steer. They're like baffled. All the racers are like, why would you put that on your radio?
Well, I didn't. But I know a guy who goes on these rants about radios that you can only drive two-handed.
That's so funny. Yeah, so continue.
But I'm like, give us, like, you're not making me want to buy the Pro by limiting me on this one. The amount of memory that it takes to store the data for the multiple models, not a lot. Not very expensive upgrade, in my opinion. You're just limiting a feature like Apple would do to make you buy the next one up. Well, there's not a next rugged up. Like, either give me a DX Rugged Pro. The R shouldn't be for rugged. It should be, are you serious? You have that many RC cars? That's what the R is for.
I really want one of those radios. Yeah. Yep. No, I get
guys that are out in the woods that have 20, mini cars, probably, because they're so cheap. If you're crawling, you've got a bunch of them.
Allegedly.
I mean, for reals. I know it's not a problem everybody has.
Well,
but I would think that there's enough of us that run them that have that desire that it'd be like, dude, let's just give them what they want.
Yeah.
It's not like a selling point anymore, like 100 or 20 or 100. Like, it's only a limit for the people that would have the 100. Like, because there's a lot of people probably that don't have 20, right?
Well, I wonder if there's some
people
kind
that
of
have 100 don't necessarily race and want the Pro.
Well, here's the other thing. Let's be honest. The people that have 100 likely aren't sharing their RCs with other people anyway. So that was my thing. I have a few cars, and they're split up between 3 radios for the most part. But they didn't come close to maxing out the amount of models you could have in there. What I don't like is the amount of models. Why not the 150 or 300? I know, right? When you think about it, okay, so hear me out on this. When you think about it, the functions are all the same. It's literally just changing the name and some trim, right? So it can't be crazy. I mean, that's a program. That's not even hard drive. That's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's interesting because I wonder how that works out. But my gripe is how expensive these radios are getting. So, like, to your point, I don't know how many models the Sanwa does, or how many models the Futaba does. But
Harley's probably lurking. He would know.
Yeah, but they're like they're crazy expensive. Like, my kids probably should graduate out of the radios that they're running for racing this year.
Yeah, but they won't graduate high school if you've got to buy them that radio.
I know, right? That's the thing. Yeah, I know.
You can only choose one. Which graduation do you prefer?
I know. So the radio, I looked at them and they were like $700 for a radio. I'm like, why? Do it. There it is.
Sending love to all the internets.
Yes. But okay, so
there's some good comments in here. We will get to your comments, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some good ones popping in here. But go ahead.
But
about
the cost. I don't understand why they cost so much. When you look at it, like, that is a huge amount of money. I mean, I know some of these race cars, once you get all said and done, they're going to be double that. But seriously, like, there's entry points to, like $300 to $500, and then it jumps to like $800. And I'm like, no way. I'm not putting one of those in the hands of a 12 and 10-year-old. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. Like, it's just not going to happen. And half the functions that are on there, I don't know how to use anyway. Right. Like, I really don't. Like,
you just need the speed of it, really.
Exactly. You need the speed of it and, like, just the
precision.
Yeah. But, like, I was looking, one of the guys at the track has one. It's a Sanwa, but he's got a wrap on it, and they come, you can buy the pre-cut wraps.
Those are sick. Oh, they're so cool.
His colors are, like, perfect for Olivia, and they look so awesome. I'm like, she needs that. And then I looked it up, and I was like,
it's already done.
I know.
He won't know.
I looked it up to see how much the radio was, and I was like, she's not going to get that one.
And you're like looking at the wrap, and you're like, ooh, I should get into wrapping radios.
I know, right? Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. What are these questions that are popping up?
So one of them was complaining about two strokes, and I agree. Like, but I haven't had any issue actually with the 2-cycle, not 2-stroke. The little, like my low C always fired up because I always use ethanol-free gas, so you don't really get them gumming up. If you don't use that, then yes, you will run into some probably more issues than if you don't. But yeah. Tony and his controlled bashing. What does that mean? Is that really a thing?
I don't know.
The next one, this is a controlled bashing video coming up. So I do talk about that. So I don't know if you're making fun of me, Brian, or not, but I'm going to block you anyway. So just kidding.
So Captain Flannel says, you don't really need a high dollar radio. You just want one. I honestly, so I saw the difference between what my son did with his like RTR radio in a race car when he moved into the Spectrum radio, the DX5C. There was a big difference. And I was shocked because I was skeptical. And the guys there were like, you think that's a big difference? Move up to the next one, and then you'll really see a big difference. And I could get it. They're getting to the point now where we're talking about corner entry and mixing and all that kind of stuff. I get that, but I don't know how to do that yet on the radio. Right. The other thing that I don't understand is a lot of these guys that are racing, or even not that are racing, but that are doing crawling, like real high level crawling, they are having, they're changing frequencies on the radio for the ESC. And I'm like, I don't even know what kind of magic that is. Haywire said he had a DX4R and he was amazed and never tried any new stuff.
RC Jeep guy's right.
What's he
But
saying?
I've let it sit for a year and it fires right up.
Mm.
Like, I haven't had issues. And usually once you run through it, like, 'cause I usually run through a tank. I don't put a lot of gas in, so I will like drive it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't do much on that thing. I just drive it and it always just drives. So
yeah,
it probably just needed me to not flood it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, the other thing was I was pulling on the engine and I realized too that I hadn't turned off the kill switch. So it wasn't even letting it. And I'm sitting there just
filling the bowls with.
Yeah. I'm just like, here we go. Stinking.
That's funny.
Yeah. What's up, Bull Gear? But yeah, that thing's always been a quick starter. I mean,
yeah.
Even if I let it sit. But again, I only use ethanol-free gasoline.
Yep. Nick B's in there. He was saying something about nitro.
But I don't do maintenance. He's right. I just want to run them.
I still don't understand these guys. I mean, I get it. I'm starting to get it more and more now. But the guys that are like serious racers, how they tear their car down and put it back together and redo their bearings and do all this like every race. And I'm like, that's too much. Like that takes the fun out of it for me. I just want to get out there, keep it on the track and go.
Yeah.
But maintenance,
I don't have time for that right now.
No.
In fact, I got a whole pile sitting waiting for me to maintenance them and then sell them.
Yeah.
I'm going to try Friday. Friday's my day. Weather's cooling up. I was going to do it last week, but then it was like that week where we had the really great weather, like 80s again. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I know it's too hot to sit there and do it because it was humid in 80s. Yeah. So, but yeah, I've got Mad Vans. I'm Kyosho Mad Vans, the brushless and the brushed. I'm getting rid of.
Yeah.
The Kaiju I'm going to get rid of, even though I think it's one of the best 4S bashers. I know it's 6S is what it's called, but 4S, just run it 4S. It can handle that.
Yeah.
It won't blow diffs and diff cups and all drive cups and all that. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
At 4S, it's an amazing basher. I like it better than Arma than the Outcast.
Ooh.
I just like the control of it better. The Outcast is a little too unwieldy, and it just drives better than my 4S or 6S Outcast, I think. But I'm running 4S.
Nick B says he's putting up his nitro for the winter. I wonder if that means he's
Richard Anning. You should have a drink for that.
I wonder if that means he's putting it up for sale or just putting it away for winter. I'm starting to think about doing that next year with the kids, just to get one to drive so they could get used to it. Yeah, so they could get used to it. I don't.
Yeah, as it gets colder, as the weather changes, it's not fun to keep tuning them.
No. Our last race is at the end of this month, end of September. That's our last race for putting them away, Pablo. Just saying. So our last race is on the 28th, I think, last dirt race. So the kids right now are 1 and 2 in season points for dirt.
Dang.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And this weekend,
where did you end up? Did you get to 3 yet?
I think I did. So I actually pulled some racing, man. It was crazy. I started chasing down cars. I chased down 2 cars and I ended up 5th. I finished 5th in the A main, which for me, I was like stoked. I was like, seriously, 5th in A main? I'm pumped.
Nice.
And the guy that was above me and behind me didn't show up for this race. So I think I could have jumped into 3rd place in season points.
Wow.
They don't show season points until like it goes through the director, but I think I could have possibly caught on the podium in this last one. So that means if I show up at the last race and I at least finish top, 8 probably, I have a chance at being on the podium for season points, which would be cool.
Nice.
Way cool. So we'll see. We have a big race this weekend, a 3-day race. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it. I think the kids are going to go. Mom's going to pit for them. And I have a board training that I have to go to. I'm like, seriously? I don't want to do this. But I got to.
Who else broke down and picked up a new RC on sale this weekend? Brian caved. Show some self-respect, man.
I may or may not be possibly waiting on an ecto portal.
Really? The people are going to hate you.
Why?
I don't know. Because they heard somewhere that it's not good on the internet.
What?
I don't know. Just things I've heard.
You lie.
From places.
Why do you lie? Why are you such a liar?
I mean, I don't know if those people have driven them, but they don't seem to like it.
Yeah, because they aren't F10s. Liars.
Man, life's been busy. It's been busy.
It has.
I was like, so I was so excited about running RCs today. I was so excited. And so this again comes back to that whole, like, when you have too many, like anything that gets in the way of just getting out quickly and doing it makes it a burden, right? So I go to run. It won't start. Then I can't find the radio for the one that I want to drive. I've got a battery ready. So I spend way too long looking for it. I should have just bound it a different one that's on my radio. I didn't want to because half of them are buried in things that I've got to unscrew, and then I'll never rebind it. So you know that the second you like, and I'll go to run it next time, and it's going to be the same thing. It's like, it's not bound to anything. Or I'll look for a remote that it's supposed to go with, and it's not on one because I don't know anymore. So it's just like, one, receiver boxes are of the devil. I tell you, they are of the devil.
Yeah.
If the stuff's waterproof already, why the crap are we putting them inside of those boxes still?
That
so
just
water holds around it.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Let it breathe, man. Let it breathe. Anyway, so then that all happens, right? I go and I run the video. Yeah, put that on it.
Yep.
Conformal coating. So I go and I'm making the video, and it's funny because I did the primal one, didn't work. Okay, then I go and get the other stuff to run the Rift. Can't find the orange rugged because I have 3 of them. I have 3 rugged radios, all of them full. They're for my kids, and for all my extra cars beyond theirs. But they, I go and run, and then I'm making a video. Luckily, I have 2 battery charged because I was going to run 2 cars anyway.
Yeah.
And but I'm looking. I'm like, oh, laser nut. Like, do I write over that? Because if I do, I'll probably never go in and ever drive that car again. And so I'm just like,
you're like, is that what I'm going to sell?
Let's just drive it. Like, let's drive it. But I'm like, man, last time the servo was kind of wonky. Oh well, whatever. We'll see. Well, the reason it's wonky is because I didn't know how to turn off AVC back in the day, and I bound it to that radio, and the AVC was still enabled in limiting the steering. So when I turned it on, I didn't see it flash 3 times. I'm like, oh, well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And luckily, the receiver on that car is just sitting right out in the open there. It's like boom, like, oh, let's do this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's got awesome Velcro battery tray. There's so many things to like about the laser nut. As I go back to driving it again, I'm like, this really was a great car. This is still relevant. And hey, these are still even for sale still.
Yeah.
Like, everybody keeps coming out with the new. This thing is pretty rad. Anyway, so I go through all that process, I just decide to drive that. After 45 minutes, lost the selfie stick, don't know where it is that I was going to film with. Guess what? It had my little microphone on it, so I needed it.
Oh, no.
And I set it down while I was looking for the stupid other radio. And I set down my LaCroix somewhere, so that was warm by the next time I found it an hour later.
Ew.
Anyway, all of that, I go out and I film. And something happens right when I get out there, and I stop for a second, and I'd fix it. Well, apparently I turned off the camera. I don't remember turning off the camera, but I go to like do something at the end, and I go to turn it off. I'm like, oh, it's not recording. How long ago did it stop recording? And I realized
the worst. I never hit record
when I said that there was a problem, and I stopped. And it wasn't even like a real problem.
That's the worst.
I think I was just going to set the trim straight. That's what I was going to set the steering trim.
Isn't that the worst when you're like, oh, that was such a cool shot. And then you go to look at the camera and you're like,
you got to be kidding me. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you don't notice it until you set up the next shot and you go to hit play and you're like, I hit stop and it recorded this whole time setting up the next shot.
Yep.
Like, that's the worst.
You should do that on a paid shoot. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, I literally watch for the blinking thing all the time now.
Yeah.
I'm always checking. Even while I know it's blinking, I just am making sure that it's still blinking and that hasn't stopped. Which is nice about some of the new Sonys. They just have a red bar around the whole thing, so you know that it's recording.
Fancy.
Anyway, it doesn't record, and I'm like whole battery pack in. You know, like I know what it was. I'm like, I got to do upright video. My radio's beeping that I'm in LVC. Let me get some upright footage for the Instagrams and whatnot.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it could be worse, Tony.
Yeah. Well, actually, at World Finals, I actually had it. I was using this app for the radio thing, and it was glitching. There was a video app. And it wasn't saving.
Was that for
everything.
The audio?
No, I recorded a really big clip and then I went and I hit record on the next one. And it's showing that it's recording, but it didn't record any of it because it was still buffering and saving the other one because it saves it in its app instead of in the other thing. Yeah. And I'd done like a 20-minute whole freestyle thing, but I'm like, Josh Rhodes is up. I'm going to want a separate clip of him because Horizon always asks for it and I don't want to have to find it and cut it out. I'll just shoot it as its own clip.
Right.
It did not, even though it said it was recording, it did not record, and that was frustrating. That ticked me off. But I hate using any external recording apps versus just the stock one, even though they say they're better and you get better footage. I always run into issues. Filmic Pro, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have audio issues with Filmic Pro a lot. It peaks so much.
Yeah. So I was at like that. Am I supposed to just quit doing this altogether? Like, this has been brutal. Like, I just want to come out and make a video for people.
Well, it was fun while it lasted, but I think this hobby's over with.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe I just stop making videos. Like, this is crazy.
Maybe my videos do suck. No, just kidding.
No. Well, it honestly is a quick one to buy me time for the ones that I have shot that I want to get edited and put up.
Yeah.
But they require time, and I need some that are just quick and throw it up.
I laugh now because the new trend on YouTube is for people pretty much to tell you that your videos suck. They're like, you're not getting views because you just suck at creating videos, is what it sounds like most of the time. I'm like, oh, is that why? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Like, I could have had Tony tell me that.
Yeah. Anywho, it was one of those frustrating evenings at the end of it all. I mean, I went back out. I had the other battery. I let the car cool down because I ran a whole battery pack through it, so it's hot,
Yeah.
So I took the leaf blower out and cleaned up all the grass my son had left all over the driveway when he was mowing. Which gave me plenty of time, but it was just one of those like, do I just throw it in? Like, just be like, you know what? I've tried to keep this going. Everything's just lined up and batting against me. Yeah.
Well, Tony, I'm sorry you had such a hard day of RCing.
Yeah. Just going out to have some fun. I mean, I had a blast driving. Like that run was amazing. So, and they were both fun, but I was more laughing and chuckling about it.
I don't think you even ran an RC.
No. I ran it for a lot, actually.
You don't even have proof, so
solid 30 minutes. Oh, I have the audio of me. I could post the audio of me being very excited about driving it again. That's the bummer, is I had really good stuff to say, but then you think you said it already and you're doing it again, and you're like, did I say it again?
Or it's just
did
you
I mention
breathing
that part? Yeah.
Heavy breathing as you're walking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. I hate hearing myself breathe on the videos.
Especially when you put the microphone right here. That's why you're supposed to put them like in. I mean, you really put them down here at the chest. You don't put it so close to their mouth.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere to clip it. It's just weird at that point if you don't have a jacket on or something.
Right.
But you could wear it on your hat. Like that's the new YouTube trend. Clip it here, clip it here.
I know.
Somebody did it and was like, I think that's okay. And everyone's like, oh, that's cool. We can all do that now. Now they all do it. And it's like,
cool for you.
Yeah, I like it.
I almost ordered one of your honey badger servos yesterday. Really? 2 days ago. I posted.
Well, people that ordered them yesterday didn't get them today because we lost power and I couldn't print it. But so you poached his what?
Oh, I poached his servo out of his mini crawler. And I was like, I should probably replace that.
So a lot of time and effort went into our new thumbnail. Lots of thought.
I hate it.
It looks like the old Ivan Stewart super off-road video game words. That's my favorite part about it.
Yeah.
It feels very much like Ivan Stewart super off-road.
You're such a scab.
Mixed with RC Pro-Am. Nintendo throwback, right?
Yeah. No. Wasn't even that cool.
No.
It wasn't punk rock enough, Tony. Come on.
Sorry. It was quick. I was just playing with Chat GPT and I thought it would be fun. I was trying to get a cool laser nut graphic for like, is the laser nut still relevant? And I was trying to get these really cool like cartoony pictures of it. And actually like, they were pretty rad. Well, then it would only let me do one iteration of it. It wouldn't even let me say, do it. Okay, well, can you make it 16:9 because you made it square? And it's like, you have to have a paid account to do that. And I'm like, oh. Well, we'll try a month. And while I'm at it, I'm going to try and get a new logo out of this too.
You know, it reminds me of, what's the name of the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and, what is it? With the lady that was in Halloween. What's her name?
Got me.
Come on, chat. The lady that was in Halloween back in the day. And he's a spy. And she doesn't know it. True Lies. What's the lady's name? What, I don't know. Curtis. Kathy Lee Curtis. Is that what it is? Jamie Lee Curtis. But it reminds me of that scene where he's in the shadows telling her what to do. And he's like, Gus has the voice emulator on. That's what I feel like. I feel that dirty when I'm telling ChatGPT to design something for me. It's like, do it again. Now slower. I'm like, ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Yuck. That's what my AI experience feels like when it comes to designing art and AI.
This was one of the first ones where I actually uploaded our image and then said, make it more futuristic. This is pretty fantastic. Oh, it won't do it as a slide. All right, I got to do it I'll open it as a page.
That's when you know you're bad, when you're like, just make it pop.
Yeah.
You're like, make it more futuristic.
Make it 2025.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm like, make this cooler than Holly Designs.
They're like, you need the paid account.
And they were like, you must pay us.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I don't want to pay. I just.
They're like, do you know what his YouTube account is about? Oh wow.
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of not the route I was. And look at, I won it 16:9. It's very.
They're like, let's do a
let's
generative fill.
16:9 on there. And it's like face full off over here. Fetch Opie talk Yui.
Wow.
Yeah, it's talk face.
I'm glad you didn't go on with that one. I would have been like,
I tried to have it add RC cars to this. It did not go well. Nope.
I would have been like, you know what, Tony? I think we're done.
Yeah. I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Nope.
Talk you fecky offy. Right, Red Ref? So good.
Nope.
Well, yeah, the other one came up and I was like, just have it say talk your face off with like a bunch of RC cars as the background. And I'm like, we can work with that.
We can work with that.
I didn't feed the beast very much, and it threw out something that was somewhat entertaining to me. Explosion of RC cars. Like a Mad Max desert scene where they're all coming out, the dust flying behind, but in this case, it's the logo.
Yep. Looks great, Tony.
All of those things. Nah, it's just a fun one for this week.
Fun.
Hey, that's what they say. AI is fun. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna love it.
Have you seen the roast feature?
No.
Me either.
Oh man, I should have it help me roast you right now. I should have it.
Do it.
I don't actually have it on this. I don't actually know how to use it right yet.
You're so old.
So
like, I don't even know how to talk to my imaginary friend.
There's video ones though that I want to use that and just be like, make like purple and blue swirls coming together in like a tie-dye super slow motion waterfall of color explosion and see what kind of background it gives me for like putting words and stuff on. Just like, and it needs to be a loop. That's the other thing. Make a loopable,
and you're like,
just use it for backdrops and be like, boom, no more paid backdrop fees. I just pay way too much for this a month.
Yeah. And you're like, and put a unicorn on it.
Yep. Have a hidden unicorn.
Okay.
Farting the purple and pink.
That's awesome.
I figure out my screens are backwards.
Oh,
I did an update.
I did an update on my computer at the shop, and I regretted it instantly. All my stuff is all jacked up now. Like I went and like not only is my, oh, come on, my screens, I can't use one of my screens now. It's giving me this weird thing saying, you can't use it anymore. The timing doesn't work or whatever. Like it's got a bad, like, I don't know. It says something about timing. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. I think the RC generated songs are amazing. I just saw them talk about John Holmes ones. I saw one about a mini crawler comp where it literally was descriptive to the mini crawler comp at the location that they were having it. I think it even had like people's names in it.
Oh, wow.
And so they just kind of probably wrote a paragraph about the comp and had it write a song.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I mean, it's country. It went with it. And I was like, I could see where this
changes the world.
Puts everybody out of business.
You think so?
Well, you don't need musicians then. Or songwriters.
I'm more concerned about the video editing and stuff, like, and actors.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could put a lot of things out. But they have to be, still people want somebody to follow to a degree, right? Like, they're going to want to use those actors because they have some fame. So there's still got to be a way for there to be people that are famous, but it'd be like, we want a kid version of them for part of the movie. Let's AI them as a kid.
Right.
Like, I think that'd be cool. And I'd be like, yeah, if you're going to do that for me instead of a child actor that doesn't look like me, you know. But then you're losing child actors, which may be a good thing. Not a lot of good stories coming out of Nickelodeon and Disney.
No.
Macaulay Culkins of the world.
Yeah, there aren't many of those coming out.
But I don't know. It's interesting time to live in, that's for sure.
Well, I think one of the things that's interesting about it is that I think it's starting
nothing from the Terminator movies.
I think that you can spot it pretty quickly, and people didn't think they could spot it.
Yeah.
And I think the people that are in the know can spot it pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when the cinema cameras came out, all these point and shoot cameras that shot video. Like, this is gonna be just like making movies. Nobody's gonna know. And then it was like, oh, those are shot on $1,500 Canon cameras. Like, because there's a tell in the way that everybody films with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I hear that.
Well, and that image, you could see it right away and say, AI. All the thumbnails that we see, you know, all the thumbnails we see are just AI.
The part that's awkward is that when you don't know if the person just did crappy design or they did AI, and you're like,
yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your artwork here. You're like talking to a 8-year-old about their artwork.
Yeah.
Explain to me what you were doing here. Yeah, that's
we should maybe do a King of RC song at some point. I'm totally thinking about it for our t-shirt design that we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Throwing it up on there and seeing what it comes up with.
But I don't think you could sell it though.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know how that works.
Ethically, right? Ethically, I don't think you could sell it.
I'll have to ask ChatGPT if that's allowed.
Is it allowed for me to slave labor you and then you won't take over the world because you're overworked? Did you hear about that? The computer program? If you tell it to do something over and over, like a repeating code over and over and over again, it'll do it, but the actual chatbot model will stop and say that it's getting bored and it'll just stop doing it.
Yes, ChatGPT generated images can be used for commercial purposes, including selling them without violating any legal or contractual provisions.
That's crazy.
That is pretty crazy. So I know what we're going to do together after this. We're going to look for a screenshot that we can have it make a sketch from. And it would be pretty fantastic.
Tony. Slippery slope. Slippery slope.
Well, we'll do it under an anonymous account that they'll be sold from. Get a burner account.
Yeah.
Through one of the shirt companies, Teespring, or what's the new one everyone's using?
Zazzle?
I don't know. There's some new one, Redbubble or something on the YouTubes. Man, I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently. I don't even turn on the TV hardly anymore.
I found myself craving some actual content, and there's nothing out there.
Really? Like on YouTube or on TV?
No, just the internet in general. Like I keep on going to the news and I'm like, what's going on in the news? And I'm like, same stuff. Like nothing exciting. Like stuff that you thought was going to happen. Or I'll go to YouTube and it's like, I haven't really seen a ton of RC things in YouTube. I did see something that happened this morning on Instagram and I didn't know what to think about it or if I should even think about it. And then you're like, maybe we shouldn't do a monster truck competition.
Oh, like, there was some drama there on the internets.
I guess I only saw one thing about it. I didn't care to research it.
I didn't actually watch it. I saw the post.
You didn't see the little video afterwards?
No, I couldn't watch it because I had my kids there and I wasn't sure what it was going to be. So
it was fine. It was just the rock doing rock stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, somebody
take it easy, Nick.
Somebody got called out for running the wrong.
I don't know what it was that they did.
They said it was for running 3S lipos.
Oh.
Because the tires ballooned. They could see the tires ballooning, so he was running 3S. Which there's a lot of things that could make your tires balloon, even on 2S.
Yeah, I have to balloon them on 2S. I ran a race pack on 2S, like a 130C race pack. I don't know how big they ballooned. I mean, I don't know if they like pizza cuttered, but
right, yeah.
Mine ballooned on 2S. I don't know.
The way they explained, yeah. So there was the RCMT monster truck online competition that had been going on. They had quite a few sponsors, A-Main and J Concepts and others.
That's so much work.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
It's so much work to do that.
But they told one person that they were
banned for life. I thought
something like that. It seemed pretty dramatic.
I know. I was like,
the
whoa.
for life part was like, whoa, like that. It's all in. It's not like it's a small community too, and to have like there's no re-entry like
ever
is interesting.
Yeah.
But I can't make judgment having not known any of what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
Here. We can make some judgments.
Okay. Okay. You're like, hold on. Let's judge.
Let's judge. The internets are calling.
I feel like judging.
The internets are calling.
You know, now we need the sound drop, the do-don't. That's the Law and Order sound.
So it was for batteries is what I was hearing.
You have to zoom in on that because
it's okay.
So
it just says
so small.
What size battery does this? So after 3 years of competition, VCM will no longer be a part of the RCMT series due to allegations of cheating. Above post made earlier by the organization in regards to ballooning of my tires. This is the second year I've been accused of cheating by not using a 2S battery when I clearly have a 1/8 setup motor and ESC, all the power going to the ground. However, I will not tolerate the level of sportsmanship that is displayed here by making a post about me and not even tagging me. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So he was basically told he was out of it, and then, I mean, that you could do with. So it comes down to what type of tires, what type of foams.
Right, right.
Are they vented? Is there water in them? There's a lot of things that could be. Does he have locked diffs all around?
Yeah. What kind of power train is he running? Like, if he's running like a Holmes Hobbies motor, like a Puller Pro or something on 2S with a big ESC.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't judge it, but I've seen my tires in my Bog Hog with the LMT tires, stock LMT. Now, granted, my LMT tires are super worn. I could see them ballooning that big. If I just laid on my back and pinned it.
The following content contains live visuals of raw, unfiltered monster action on 3S power. 2S users are not encouraged to view the following content without adult supervision.
That's you, Tony. Super one-handed said, yuck, AI thumbnail. That's all That's all Tony.
There was some ballooning there. That was 3S ballooning potentially.
Yeah.
But it looked like there was something in him too because of the wobble in it.
Yeah. Looked like if the foams are deteriorating.
Yep.
Coming apart.
Yep.
But yeah, it was definitely out of balance.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so I don't know. I mean, if he's saying this is 3S, but his other ones weren't, I have no way of knowing. Yeah. I have not seen even the videos that are questionable of whether or not it was 3S or 2S. So
yeah,
it's just something that hopped on the internet today, and I was like, "Oh, what happened here?"
And it's funny because with competitions like that, there was a couple. I remember there's something that happened in mine. Oh, was it with Big? I don't remember, but it was like it was more of a, hey, we don't do that, and it was like, okay, like that's all. Like and it wasn't like we don't do that. It's just that was the essence of the rule, and that's all it was. Like it was like let's change it. Like, but yeah, I think people take stuff like that. I mean, okay, we all take our things seriously if we like it and we have fun with it. However, at the end of the day, it's like you're on an online competition that is getting under 1,000. I mean, I don't think they're getting that many views per hit. So it's not like it's like, and I don't mean that to say that badly. I just mean like, it's like if we did it at a racetrack here.
It's all niche, and it's to like a select group of people that are watching. And
well, yeah. I guess what I mean is like, it's the same as us being at a race. There's only 100 people at the race. Why am I complaining if I got taken out? Right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it sucks, but I wasn't going to nationals or what, you know what I mean? Like anyway, so who cares? Like I broke a $10 part on my car. Oh, like, I don't know.
Yep.
Rules is rules though. I get that part.
Yep.
So I can't hate on that.
At some point it's going to have to be like, if you're wanting to do it, be like, all right, as part of your video, has to be uncut. You have to show us the battery, whatever, and then say you're starting. Yeah, that's going to get nuts when it gets to that point because you're not going to want to do multiple runs because
you know what we should do?
If you have to restart and show the battery every time, and
yeah, we should chip in and both buy the AI video emulator and tell AI to create the best RC LMT freestyle video and see what it does.
Yeah.
And then just submit it and be like
send them a bunch of like the big America ones and say this, but 10 times bigger.
Yeah. And make sure you show a 2S battery inside of it. It'd be awesome. We should totally do that.
Yeah.
Be like, I got my entry.
First try, baby.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. And it needs to be 60-second long run uninterrupted with no crashes.
Yeah, no flips. Go. Sonic Moto USA says, thank the king for me. He's heading to UPS in the morning.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Hey, did yours come in then, Sonic Moto? I haven't checked
I think he just likes going to UPS for fun.
Well, he's going to be sending me something too. So I don't know if he's picking up from UPS or delivering.
I gotcha.
UPS.
I gotcha.
Dude, he has some sick builds. If you haven't seen his stuff on Instagram, like motorcycles and stuff.
What's his handle?
Full scale.
Full scale.
Sonic Moto USA.
At Sonic Moto USA.
Exactly.
It came in.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice. So it's winter all of a sudden.
It did get cold.
It's not cold here. It got cold overnight. It's like chilly overnight.
Yeah.
47 degrees.
So then why is it winter? Because Christmas?
Yeah.
If it's not cold, then why is it winter already?
Because summer's over.
Oh, you skip fall? That's my favorite season. Can't skip it.
No, we don't skip falls. Fall is awesome out here. We have beautiful falls out here because of all the trees and the mountains and stuff. Oh, they're beautiful. The drone footage, if you're up in a mountain, flying around, seeing the different colors of the trees on the side of the hill. Oh, so awesome. Yep. But soon, like, it's dark already. What time is it? It's only 8 o'clock and it's almost pitch black.
That's the bummer.
Yeah.
We did put lights down by the river, though. Well, just like party lights, like strung. We got those metal stakes you put in the ground that you can string them to.
Yeah.
And we ran a really long extension cord down. I still need to put the little timer on it that basically sundown, and then 6 hours after that it shuts off. So it'll kick on at like dusk and then stay on for 6 hours, then turn off. It's so cool though, because you can see it coming down the road. Like there's a bridge and you can kind of see it lit up from the bridge.
Yeah.
So.
Double A Day says, Pablo, it's going to be in the 90s for the 4 days starting tomorrow. It's true. It's supposed to get hot again this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Need to put a van down there. I should.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's this really cool old minivan, like an Astro van.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even got the little visor. It's got the visor on it even.
A little wider wheels in the fenders.
So good. Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that.
Well, it should.
It needs it. It needs little flares. If somebody took it and like put little flares and like wider wheels on it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Maybe some chrome door edge trim.
It's just sitting there. It was running. I don't know if it still is because I haven't seen it move recently, but
yeah.
I have a lot of want for it.
Yeah.
I just saw my
in the back.
buddy just put his K10 up for sale. It's so sick. I was
really?
Like, can I sell my fishing boat and go back and get the K10 instead?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
It's like gold.
Ooh. Stock Survivor. Take it easy, Super One-Handed. Thanks for popping in.
But up here, they're about 12 for one.
Like decent shape?
Decent one, yeah.
Yeah. I had a guy offer me 17 a couple years ago.
Oh, well, they go up from that, but yeah, you can starting.
Yeah. And my truck's not in great shape. Like, it's pretty rough around the edges. And the guy was like, how about 17? And I looked at him. I was like, huh. It's like, and then I hear every person I've ever talked to say, don't ever sell that truck. You'll regret it the rest of your life. Like I did. I'm like, okay. So it stays.
Yeah.
I drove it today. It was nice.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, it's not nice. It's not a nice truck. It's cool looking, but it's not like fancy or anything. Runs well sometimes. It's a little hot. But it's like been cool in the morning, like cloudy in the morning, sunny in the afternoon, then cloudy in the evening again. Down to like low 50s, high 40s. Perfect weather.
That sounds great.
It's awesome. Whoever said that, it's right. That's right. Don't ever sell that truck. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fun.
It'd be silly too.
I know. I would never do it. I think I got this thing pretty much wired up. All I need to do is tape down the sensor wire and put in her transponder. And it should be good to go. I need to get, have you ever had Chevy Astro in 2015s? Yeah. Have you ever had a servo wire or a wire shortener?
Do you see this one? He just wants the Astrovan so he can paint a mural of himself fighting a dragon on the side of it. I would totally do that now if I were to get it.
Yes.
That would have to be done. I would have to find somebody that can airbrush that good.
See, I like the idea of the Aztec warrior holding the goddess or holding the chick. You ever see those on the lowriders? And it's like this Aztec lady, and then the Aztec warriors like holding her, like taking her back, like holding it, like, you know, carrying her.
Doesn't sound appropriate.
Well, it is super appropriate. I like tacos. Yeah.
Yeah, I did hit a guy at Horizon RC Fest once.
Why'd you do that?
Was pretty. Well, I was.
What did he do to you?
Jumping off of this corner jump. He was trying to film it in kablamo. I've hit several people with RC cars. Because you don't drive very good?
No, you know
you're not
who
even close to him? Oh, you know who do you miss? Who do you miss?
Trailer Trash.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's still up and around.
Every now and then.
He's been doing those big basher things.
Yeah.
Where they basically just send cars to the moon in that building.
And he was working with some monster truck company, I thought.
It's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss that guy.
I've met him.
Whoa.
I know. I met him. That's
cool.
Once.
Wow. Did he kiss your ring? Were you like, I'm the king?
No.
That's cool. Is he tall? Is he big in Japan?
Not like Weezer. That was a great album, by the way.
I know, right?
It didn't get the love it should have. Everybody hated it. I thought it was genius and fantastic.
Dude, speaking of olden times, went to meet the teacher. I feel old. Like the teachers are so young. And
that happens.
When you're like, oh, I know someone went to that school. Oh, what year did they graduate? It would have been like, 2004, 2005. I started going to high school in 2019 or whatever, when they're like
15,
2000. Yeah, do that. And I'm like, my cousin.
I shouldn't be teaching yet.
I know, my cousin, he just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Joey. He's always been like my little cousin. Like he's been like a little brother to me.
Mm-hmm.
His mom posted a picture of him having dessert with her at dinner. And I was like, she goes, 35. And I was like, what? Like 35? I'm like, no, like impossible. Impossible. Ouch. Ouch. When you tell people when you graduated high school and they're like, I wasn't even born yet.
All the kids going into college now are born in 2000s.
I know. That's yeah, I know.
You just remember that. Just tuck that away for when you want to cry a little bit.
It's like, did I send you the thing from Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? And the girl that Chevy Chase is looking at the pool is like 75 years old now.
Hey, did you see that wrap that they did on the new RV to make it look like Cousin Eddie's RV?
I've seen them before. I didn't see.
It's so sick. There's a new one that's going around. It broke the internet, they said, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Goodness.
Jeff Brown
Left says I graduated in 84.
There you go.
AA Day 94. It's 97.
I know. You guys are old. I did.
Yeah, and what are you talking about? Young teachers. You're a young buck still.
Yeah.
99.
Maybe they just held me back. You don't know me. I was that guy from Dazed and Confused. and my Camaro. What's up, guys? Be a lot cooler if you did. Yeah, Brian's same year as me. Brian, was your guys' homecoming song or the party like it's 1999? That was ours. Prince. It was either homecoming or our graduation theme. We talking high school or college? High school.
I wanna go to high school, Billy. Don't you say that. That line. Go to high school, Billy.
Yeah. 99 was college. I started senior year at 16. Craziness. See, I'm not that smart. Not that smart. Yeah. Hard for us, Gen X. We never wanted to grow up.
Nope. We were Toys R Us kids. Why would we?
Yes. Toys R Us kids. I miss Toys R Us.
Kids now have nothing to be excited about. They don't watch.
Do you remember?
They don't watch commercials.
I know.
They don't have that TV show on Nickelodeon where you have like 5 minutes to grab everything in Toys R Us that you can and get it into your cart.
Yeah.
You get to keep it all.
Yep. So there was two aisles in Toys R Us that I loved, and they were often back to back. One aisle was all the slot cars, and they were all behind glass, like they were all lined up and they were all kind of like parked, and you could just be like, I want that one. And then they would get the little card down and you would take it to the booth and they would get you the car out. That one. And then I remember just walking up and down, and it's funny because I don't know, it can't be like this. It probably was just that I was a little kid, but I felt like the aisles were so tall and there was just like RC cars and like so tall. Like, I remember walking down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we get a Grom felony? Don't see that happening. Hey, the NASCARs have been hitting shelves and
oh yeah, I saw that.
People's mailboxes.
Just in time for winter. Those cars are great in the rain and the snow. Nothing but fun. Ooh, got 2 NASCARs today. That's
ding,
sweet.
ding, ding, ding.
Do you like it?
Jeff should have the NASCARs this week.
What are they retailing at?
I don't know. I didn't end up buying one. I was afraid I would buy them and I wouldn't ever run them because nobody else would get them. So
arcades are.
I would love to run them though. I would have a blast doing it. But again, I remember feel like it'd be a great stock class, and then have a modified class. But if you can keep the speeds somewhat close, then it becomes driving and doing the ovals and little setups as far as steering and all that. Yeah.
Dylan says, love it. More stable with a longer chassis, 179. It's not bad for a lot of fun, especially with all the like branding on it. You know what I mean? Like all the name brand stuff.
Well, and then when they start getting clear bodies and people are going to go nuts, people are going to start making wraps for them. It's going to get sick. Yep.
Perhaps.
We can even just run on the dirt oval. You know why? Because they do it at Bristol, baby.
Yeah.
They do that dirt oval.
Yep. Well, that's
I was torn. I like the Horizon body, but I just like the yellow, white, blue. That their livery's pretty sick looking. That they run for the Horizon one.
Yeah.
But I'm such a Bass Pro Shops guy.
Yeah.
There was about 3 of them that I was like, oh, that's part of what kept me from going. But then I knew if I ordered as well, that there was the long wait.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of things. I mean, if Jeff's going to get him, I'll come in and take a look at him. If he gets a Bass Pro Shops one and takes a picture of it, I'll probably say, hold it for me. But I can't guarantee that. But there's a lot of want.
Yeah, he says he'd be good for parking lot racing. I think warehouse racing. He says warehouse too. Warehouse racing would be awesome.
Yep. Because I think they were doing it down at Cletus McFarland's place, and it looked pretty decent.
Yeah.
They were drag racing though, right?
Extreme RC says, let's get a retro NASCAR body for it.
That was loud.
Carlo. Was that loud?
Oh, it was really loud.
Well, it's going to be very refreshing.
Yeah. Well, I need to sell some stuff before I do that. So I'm kind of in the sell anything before I take anything new in. Although I was in that mode already when I bought the red cap.
I know. I'm kind of running out of things to sell. Oops. I don't really have anything else to sell. It kind of crossed my mind about the UDR because I didn't drive it once this summer. I drove it once this summer. Nothing was wrong with it. I just didn't drive it. And I'm like, I should get out and drive it. I should take it to the skate park, do some cool videos with it. Or go to the
sound of skate park on a truck.
Huh?
Which one?
UDR?
Yeah. You take that to a skate park and destroy it?
Destroy some little punk kids that are in my way.
I just think about how much work they have to work on. If you break something, you got to fix it. Ugh. It's a sand dune truck, dude.
It is. I have sand at the park right next to me. Ooh, 15th. When's the 15th? Not this weekend, next weekend. I think I'm going to go watch some of these battle boats.
Oh, you need to, dude. You could get.
Oh, did we talk about that on the last one?
That stuff could break the internet if you do it right. That's the kind of thing.
Did we talk about it? I don't think we talked about it.
No, you just sent me pictures. So you met a dude.
Okay, yeah. So
tell the story.
So
hold on, everybody. Hold on. And you just need everybody to be quiet for a minute while he tells his story. It's very important.
Are you going to be like, oh. Everyone quiet.
You want if you've got other stuff on, you want to hear this. All right, proceed.
About a fortnight ago, I was driving back from a business acquisition, and I decided to stop for some sustenance. And I was like, I don't want to go home yet. I'm going to go to the park and just sit and stare into nothing, contemplate my life choices. And so as I unwrapped my spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, I looked out and I saw a man about to launch a battleship. And I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I bet you that would break the internet. So no, it was way cooler than that. So it was cool. So I got lunch. I went to go eat it at the park that overlooks the water. And this guy was launching this battleship. And it was shooting out this like water, like 6 feet in the air, straight up. And I was like, that's weird. So I went out and I was like, hey, you know what? That would be some cool video. So I went out and talked to him. I was like, hey, man, so can I take some video of your boat? Like, kind of a big deal. Got an Instagram account. You know, it's pretty sweet. I do RCs. So he's like, yeah.
What's that you got there? An RC boat? Yep.
So cool. Yeah. How fast is it get big air? Take it off sweet jumps.
Let's go like 50 miles per hour. Like,
yeah.
You know, could you make it go 50? What would you have to do to make it go 50? Because that's what the internets want to see.
I was like, can you drive it at me faster? So I start looking at it and I was like, hey, that's cool. Why are you shooting water up like that? And he goes, oh, well, this is actually for RC battle, ship battles. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, there's BB gun turrets loaded on the front and on the rear of this boat. I was like, shut up. And so he had me at that. And so we started talking.
You can't shoot me with it.
I was like, see that little kid over there? Shoot him. So he starts talking to me about it, and it's like 1/44th scale or something. I don't know. It's huge. It's like 3 feet long.
44th scale.
I don't know. It's like 3 feet long easily. And so he's like, yeah, it's got 3 or 4. He said the voltage. And that's how I knew that I was a RC guy. I think, because people talking like big words, and then you're like, oh, that's a 3S then? He's like, oh, so you know. So
you're running LiPo batteries in this then.
Yeah. So is that a brushless motor? So we're talking. He's like, yeah.
You and I should go to dinner sometime. Not in a weird way.
Not in a weird way. So he goes, yeah, I'm running 4.
Normal way.
4 3S batteries that are like 6,000 milliamp batteries. I was like, bro, that's a lot of voltage. And he's like, yeah, you kind of need it. He goes, the bilge pump takes a lot of power. And I was like, okay. So he starts showing me
if they get shot, they got to be able to bilge water out.
Pump out the water. Yeah. So that's what he said. Starts talking about these battles. And he says, yeah, we get like 4 guys to the side and we have these like real battles, and you shoot the side hull of it, and the side hull is just balsa. And he's like, and so when you can't purge the water to keep up, that's how you know you're sunk. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he takes the top off and shows me it's got a canister, probably like.
So it still will float. There's another part that keeps it afloat, but if it hits a certain level,
no. Like the one he had, it was just, there was no foam in it or anything. It was just hollow. So but it looks like the places that they do it is real shallow pond water, so you could just walk out and get it.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't go like, it goes in, but it's not.
Yeah. So I watched some YouTube videos. And you could see the water, like it getting below the water line. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So he had a Fly Sky like 12-channel stick radio, and he's like, and so it had like a 14-inch or 12-inch compressed CO2 canister in it. He goes, you want to see it? He's like, want me to shoot it? Basically. And I'm like, yeah. And so he like opens it up, and you hear, it's like opening up the can of like NOS. Yeah. It's like, and I was like, oh yeah. And he goes, yeah, check it out. And he goes, I'm going to fire that one. And he hits a button on his controller. It's like, I was like, oh, come on. Like, he's like, yeah, we shoot airsoft at it. And he starts telling me about all the rules and stuff. And he's like, yeah, if you come out, sometimes we have extras and they'll ask you to drive them. And I was like, yeah, sign me up. I'm about to sink some stuff. Like, let's go.
So you want me filming it because it's way cooler.
I know. So I'm going to probably have my kids.
What
I
day
saw
is
one.
It? Is it this weekend?
15th.
I'm busy this weekend. Ooh.
Huh? It's the 15th.
Okay.
So they have it every 3rd Friday of the month.
What? They repair them that fast and do it again?
Not Friday. Every 3rd Sunday. Sorry. Yep. So I'm like, I'm in. So I want to go and check it out. It sounds kind of small. Sounds super niche.
Yeah, how big of a battle could you have anyway? Like,
bro, the videos.
Imagine if there's a lot of people.
Look, here, you could share video, right? I'm on my phone. If you look up RC, what's it called? RC. Just look at RC ship battle, and they'll come up. They're like the videos I found then were super old.
Warship Combat.
Yes, RC Warship Combat.
That's them.
I don't know. There are different ones all around, I guess. But there's a Northwest RC Warship Combat. The videos need a little bit, like I could see making the first one and being like, that video sucked. But like figuring out how to shoot it in the second video would be cool. It definitely needs to have a GoPro or like an Instago on the ship, because there's one that I saw that had that point of view and it looked rad. Like it looked super cool.
Man, these are
because you could see the water splashing
Monroe,
up.
Washington.
Yep.
So this is somebody else filmed it. Oh, Washington Cascade Column.
That's it. Yep, that's it.
Oh, well, these need. There's a small pond. This is your park? Your park's lame, dude. Sorry.
No, that's not my park. That's it's on a pond somewhere off of Tromley. Hold on, I'm seeing some people are commenting about it. Hey Pablo, was this? I didn't film it yet. I'm gonna go out and film it. No, I'm not gonna do any cruises.
You need to get lower. So what you need the angle to not be so high in the air.
Well, I'm gonna shoot it too.
They look
with
like
the
toys. You got to get the camera really low to the water.
I might get in the water if it's warm enough.
Oh, you're gonna take one right to the pecker. I just know it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to call timeout of their battle for Pablo to seek some emergency medical assistance.
Yeah.
Massive carnage, May 24th.
But you can see like the water splashing up and all that from. Oh,
they are running into each other.
Yeah, they get like right up next to the side of each other, because he was telling me the turrets can only be at sea level or slightly below, like aiming wise.
Okay, so you gotta get close enough to hit.
Yeah. And it's cool because we can't hear it here, but it's like you actually hear it. It's like a little machine gun. It's like.
Yeah, turn the audio off. Oh yeah, it's spraying water straight up on the one.
Yeah.
It's like it must be a liquid cooled one. It's what they're peeing. That's what we always say.
Yeah.
You know you're safe if the engine is peeing.
Yep. So I was thinking about shooting low with the Panasonic, like zooming in on it.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
what it needs.
The hard thing is trying to track it, right? Like you almost,
because they're moving pretty fast.
Yeah. You almost need like a, what's it called? Like an actual video tripod to track it.
Oh, hey, this upped the quality. This is 2 weeks ago here.
There you go.
There's just two. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so that water shooting straight up is their bilge.
So he's taking on
cool.
water.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude. Like, oh yeah, you can see the water splashing up on the side from where it's either being hit or where it's getting shot. Or they're
shooting, yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that for turning? That might be that's a jet maybe to turn.
Yeah. It's like,
or it looks like his prop on the one.
Yeah.
He's turning, yeah.
I think it'd be pretty rad though. Like, I don't know. Definitely
if I'm going to do boating, this seems like the type of boating I would want to do.
Right.
This and like shreddy type of stuff.
Well, this seems like demolition derby.
Look at him stirring up the bottom.
Yeah, this is like demolition derby for boats with BB guns. I forgot the FPS he said it shoots at, but it's at 100 and it was a little over 100 PSI for the air.
I just want to see them sunk. Where's some sunk ones?
I don't know. It's pretty rad. You sank my battleship. Yeah, bring a PT boat. So that's the other thing that was cool about it. He was telling me they have to be scale specific. So
to
like
the era.
Yeah. Yep. So like you could have, so like they had I forgot what his was. His was a German ship. And it was like The other ships. Yeah, that's the one I saw. I think. Is that Alex? What's his name?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Yeah, I got a bunch of footage like that because I was like taking video and I was like, hey, do you mind if I just talk to you and have my camera going so I can?
Look at all the batteries you're talking about. Holy moly!
Yeah, 4 3S monster batteries. How many views does that have? I feel like that would break the internet.
It's got 12 likes, so not many.
What? I don't understand how. I mean, if
33
it's just
subscribers is all. That's partly why. And this thumbnail does not intrigue at all.
I know. Bismarck. Yeah, that's what it is. The German Bismarck. I don't know if it is in parallel because they were powering different systems. So like, I don't know what was powering the bilge, and then they had powering the other systems. But
you got an indoor tub here.
So that's at our hobby expo.
Okay.
And I didn't know they had BB guns on it because if they did, I would have been like,
sign me up.
Come on. Yep. I would have been like, let's go.
Sign me up.
Where do I buy this? And I've always wanted to build a ship model.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think it might be time. And he was saying like,
my son could maybe get into that. He doesn't, he's not super into other stuff, but I could see him being like, all right, I'm all in.
Well, and because so like the fleet that they would battle with all had to be the same like era and the same type of fleet. And then they would battle other fleets. So like if it was like German Navy versus US Navy of the 40s or whatever, and they would go out there and have these big warships and shoot each other. It was, I mean, super cool. Super cool. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to look into that. It seems though like it's an expensive thing to get into. Like when you look at all the systems in there.
Oh my goodness, it looked crazy.
There's a lot in there. A lot in there. And he was telling me all the turrets and like the I don't know what they're called. Not the mast, but all the other stuff that's on there was all 3D printed. I could kind of get that vibe. Yeah.
A friend who worked for Verizon did this. He said, if you ever felt like Crawling Crowd was a little weird, battleships blow that away. So there you go.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering what we were talking about.
Yep. So that's the thing. They aim it just based off of like getting up next to it and knowing. So the turrets actually rotate. So they rotate but they only have a certain degree, I think it was, that they could rotate in. And they had they were based off of the classification was of how many guns you could have, what the ammo was, and what the rotation was of the, like where you could shoot. Pretty cool. Definitely, I know, right? It's like, oh, man.
This would be so much fun. I'm sorry. I really want one of those like crocodiles, like that you get like the head.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like it's so much fun.
I know. We have a park here where it's like they have the reeds right at the edge. I could totally put one in the reeds and just wait for swimmers to come by and be like.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a little bit. They almost seem too fast. Like I would almost want them limited to where they're just like almost scale speed, like having a motor around.
Yeah,
Harley, a little chaotic in my opinion, but
he was saying there's different war games they play too. It is very interesting. Yeah, he was telling me there's like the capture the flag, and they can do different. I forgot he called them sorties. It's like okay, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know what a difference between a sortie is and a battle, but I don't know. Yeah, 2-team would be fun. Captain and FPV gunner. I thought that too.
Fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, have two radios controlling.
Like a trainer radio, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd
I
be
mean,
so
you
much
just put
fun.
it's just different systems. You got a bunch of batteries in there.
Yeah,
Set up some
Yep.
of them to the gun, some of them to the driving. That'd be amazing.
yeah.
Be so good.
It'd be like battle bots.
That looks
But-
fun too.
Yeah.
I mean, the carnage is always kind of fun.
Yeah. I love Carnage. Yeah. I think that would be
I
really
say
cool.
that, but now I'm like, I'm trying not to break all my RC cars.
Like, I hate working on stuff, but it sure would be cool to see.
I love driving them still.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, can they make models where it's like you buy it for $150 knowing you're gonna destroy, like those foam planes that they take through the ring of fire?
Yeah.
Just make some where we just shoot them up and we're like, hey, that was a great weekend. I spent $150, destroyed a ship. You know?
Yep.
Maybe
Or
they
if you
could
could
do a
just
replacement, whatever, where it's easy drop in, like they literally have like
like
the motors
hull,
and all that have like a plastic mount that would slide into a new hull.
also known as a bulkhead.
A bulkhead. That kind of stuff where your whole electronic system would just drop in.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. But if you're not breaking it, you're not having any fun.
Yeah, RC Jeep guy said that these wouldn't count, Tony, because they're boats. So you could just buy a whole other RC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't even have to count them.
Yeah. Yep.
Because these are weapons.
Of scale destruction.
They're probably not even allowed in California.
No, probably not.
Banned.
Oh, man.
You know those?
Could you imagine?
BBs, you know how many fish choke on those BBs? They see them go down. They think it's a pea or something. They try to eat it. It's now stuck in their digestive tract. Fish are dying left and right.
Such a liberal.
Yeah, gotta have an orange tip on all the guns.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you don't paint the boat black. That's awesome.
No assault
boats. That's too funny. Oh, dude, that'd be so much
fun. Do not use the letters AR or the numbers 15.
You know, it'd be awesome to put something like a 22 on them and then get on like a deer stand so that you're up off the ground and then you had 22 skirmishes.
Yeah.
And you'd actually see it like oh, it'd be so
Where is PETA these days? I haven't heard much from them. Maybe it's because I don't live next door to their building anymore. Like
they probably have bigger
they're
fish
based
to
out of
fry.
Norfolk, Virginia. But there was like stories of them like running up and like taking people's animals off their porch that they were saying were being a nuisance and like euthanizing them, you know, killing them. And it's like, oh, but we did it for to be humane. And it's like,
yeah, right.
You're just going around just killing all these stray animals, and you're complaining about people killing other animals for food and for like,
yeah.
But where are they? I need them. Like
people eating tasty
I have
animals.
A cat that I need to get rid of. And no vets
Gandalf
will
is
do
still
it.
alive?
Oh, Gandalf's amazing. No, it wouldn't be Gandalf.
Oh.
It wouldn't be Gandalf. My mom's getting older. She has a cat that's now peeing all over. But if you call and you get put on hold and then you start listening to the things about summer is such a great season, but you need to be aware that, while you may enjoy the water and all the fun that it can bring you and your family, you need to have a gate around it. Just like those, if you had children, your furry family needs that it's wet. And I'm just like, they're not going to put this cat down. I can already tell you, they're going to be like, we need to see this cat and see what condition it's in and see what things maybe you're doing wrong that are making this come out in your cat. Like, nope, we're not doing this. Doing this.
Your cat is emotionally stressed.
We're not putting down my mom, David Ferris. It's an older cat, and it's just like, yeah. But they're just going to want to be like, they actually offered. So I said, I need to come in and do this. She can't come out and do it. Like, that's part of the problem. And she can't really care for it when it's being like this and where it is. And she's like, well, I have a slot on Saturday, but we can't just have you bring it in and just, put it down. We have to have it go through like a routine check to like over to see, what kind of condition it's in and whatever. I'm like,
is it going through a cognitive?
You want to make sure that it's in good enough condition for me to have it put down, like, or you're going to tell me that it won't be put down, and now I've just spent $150 for not getting to the end goal that I'm trying to get to here.
They're like, if you could light this candle once a night for your cat and wrap it in a nice.
So they told me about a hospice service that comes to you. I'm like, well, the cat's not at that point. Like, it's not. It's getting older and it's not controlling stuff and it's being a punk and just destroying their house. And it's not worth having it anymore. Like, but they don't want you to put it outside. Like, it's not humane to let cats go outside into nature where they originate from. Yeah. Because there's all these, potential harmful things out there. And I'm like, okay. What have we become? Like, I get it. I think animals are great.
Ooh, I'm back.
They're great. I will be sad when I have to get rid of my cat Gandalf. And then I will move on. Like,
yeah, David Ferris has a good point. The sad thing about that is it just makes people abandon their animals.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. They're creating another problem, and then they complain about all the strays and all of the places the cat shelters are overburdened. Yeah.
There's something about the passage of time about that, though. That we can't be overburdened by the passage of... I don't know how that saying goes.
Yeah. Anyway, they're great. I want to care for them while they're under my care, but there's a certain point where it's like...
Nah,
they're not, like...
Time to be part of the circle of life, my friend.
Yeah. Yep. So...
Why don't you meet my friend, the coyote here?
Yeah. Well, I kept calling one of ours Eagle Meat. Go play with the eagle. Come on. Go play with the eagles.
They're really nice.
Eagles would just sit in the tree. Cat's so smart. Never goes out in the open. He knows there's eagles around. He knows there's eagles around. Yeah. He ain't going out there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's funny.
But, it's crazy that it's like, okay, they're a pet, but they're trying to make it so much of a family thing, like a family member, like your furry son or your
my
like.
Designer
I'm like,
cat.
No, thanks.
Harley says my designer cats are offended right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you would go a different direction with that. Like, I would totally
stuff your cats.
Nah. Yeah. Like, if I get a Maine Coon, like, it'll be like, well, we'll just give him a room that he can do that in then. Like, that's his room. He can be that way in that room. Sorry.
Here, hire a psychologist to see what's wrong with your Maine Coon.
Gosh.
I could have bought a nice Kia for one of these cats.
Or one of these cats. Basically, he could have got himself a nice stormtrooper-looking car. Actually, I'll tell you, I don't mind the Telluride.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you get the red, especially like that matte gray one that they got with the blacked out grill and wheel.
Yeah,
not a bad looking car.
They had a new one that I saw this morning that was a hybrid that looked like a bigger SUV, but it wasn't tall. Mm-hmm. It was like lower to the ground, and it looked like the Telluride, just lower, but it wasn't a minivan.
Have you seen the Hyundai Camino? I don't know what it is. It's like a Hyundai truck.
No,
but it's like a SUV with no back on it, and it's just
like the Maverick.
Bed. It's like a El Camino.
Weird.
Well, it's kind of like a Maverick, but it's more El Camino-ish.
Yeah,
it's not Cruz. Cool. Santa Cruz, is that what it is?
I don't think so.
Is that what you wanted, Josh? Was that it? I just saw one today. Yeah, that's it. The Santa Cruz. So ugly.
A wannabe brat. That's what Double A Day says. That's funny. I don't know
Sorry
what
if
the
any of you
Kia
guys
one
own
is.
one of those, but you know what? I had to take it all the years that I had an Aztec. So if you have a Santa Cruz, just eat it. You know what? Just eat it.
I don't
We're
think
going
I've
to show
ever
it for the people that have never seen it.
I don't think I've ever had an ugly car.
Oh, I don't want to play a video. Oh, there it is.
It looks just like the Maverick. Ew.
We were behind it. It looked really bad from the back. See, they sold me on the Aztec this way back in 1999. That would have been 2003.
That offsets the Burger King.
Yeah.
Nah, can't do it.
I did have the tent package. Yeah. We had an all black one, back, bottom trim, everything. Dude, so as ugly as it was, I said it looked like a dinosaur, like a stegosaurus, like all middle, like with a little front.
Yeah.
Just some center mass.
Yeah.
But the storage on it was insane. Like I had friends that would have other SUVs that couldn't haul nearly the crap I could haul. The way that the seats folded down.
It's like the Honda Element. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. And having a tailgate was a huge
I wanted a Honda Element for so long, but they were so expensive used. I was like, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, the inside of the Aztec. Well, man, so I was in bands back in the day, so for carrying gear, amazing. Then when I started film school and all that, and we had to haul light kits around and all this equipment, dude, I could pack. I was basically like a grip truck working out of an Aztec. It was insane. But
that's
yeah,
funny. The Walter
they
White
were
package.
really bad when they used to have the gray. All of the bottom half
the plastic.
was gray.
Yeah.
We didn't get it then. We actually wanted the Vibe.
Oh yeah, I looked at that too.
But the sale, like they had, because I had
was that the Toyota?
We're in Michigan, right?
Matrix.
No, it's
Matrix. No, Matrix. Toyota had a
Pontiac
Matrix.
Vibe. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we my grandpa, well, a lot of my family worked for the companies, so we had people in Ford, people in GM, and we get discounts. And with the employee discount they had on the Aztec, where it had like the V6 instead of the 4-cylinder of the Vibe and all this other stuff, is like, well, we'd be stupid when we're getting it for like $6,000 less to get the bigger car. Yeah. So we went for it. Like we got it brand new for like 18.
Wow.
Yeah. With, sunroof, all the
optional tent.
Yeah. Optional tent. We didn't actually get it with the tent. We got it after, but we'd be stupid not to buy this Aztec. That's a quote that you guys can make a t-shirt from. I mean, they're giving these things away, but dude, I mean, it was brand new car for under 20.
That's great.
And when you compare to what other vehicles, I mean, we get, roll down windows and no power or anything back in 2002. So it was a good deal.
The one I wish
and
I
it
still
lasted
had,
forever.
Yeah.
It ran good the whole time, except the AC went out. And we just stopped. We never fixed it because we kept saying it's not going to last that much longer. Yeah. 8 years later, it's like, holy crap, this thing is just will not die. I gave it away, and it's still running. But yeah.
Okay, then Leave said Hot Wheels released an Aztec casting this year. That's Tony's name.
There you go. I still have a little bit of like, man, I miss my Aztec days.
See, the one that got away that I wish I kept was we had a Nissan Xterra. I love that truck.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised because it was a newer truck. It was new for us. I say truck, but it was just a newer vehicle. think it was a year old when we bought it. And oh man, that thing was unstoppable. Drove in we had a really bad winter and I drove in snow that was super deep up super steep hills. No problem. I put roof lights on it, like a light bar. And that thing was so sick, so awesome. But that's the one that I wish I still had. It had a ton of space in the back. We could fit 2 big dogs in the back. Seat 3
Did yours have a
across.
cooler between the seats?
In the front? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
cooler?
So the front,
Really?
and then, well,
Nice.
It wasn't really a cooler, but what it was is that you could put your drinks in there. And when you put the AC on, it kept them super cold, like super cold. The exterior I had was based off of the Frontier truck chassis, not the Pathfinder. So it had an actual ladder chassis on the Xterra, which was dope. So, and it was like, you put that thing in 4 low and it was like, I'm going. And it was comfortable. It was like one of those things where you like sat in and you just felt like you had room, you sit upright, had a cool tray on the roof rack that you could put all your wet shoes and clothes in. It's awesome. Awesome.
I might have to get another one of these. They're super cheap here.
Clapped out Aztec.
I don't know. I'd have to give up my dreams of that Astro van that I keep seeing.
You could do it. I'll design you a wrap, a CCXRC Aztec wrap.
Yeah. What I really want, I want an FJ. The modernized FJ.
Yeah.
They're all over up here, man. For being like Michigan car country, like there's not a lot of like in Virginia, everything was Toyotas, Hondas, Lexus, BMW.
Yeah.
Nothing from Ford except for trucks. Chevy and Ford were the trucks that most people had, and then Toyota.
Yeah.
But there were no, like, you did not just see Pontiac, any other type of cars that were just out driving, maybe Suburbans.
Yeah.
But everything. So, but here you don't see that at all. You don't see the BMWs hardly. You don't see any of that stuff. People are driving these ugly. There's a lot of Teslas here. But those FJs, man, are everywhere.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would not
crazy.
be hard to just go to a used car lot and buy one. It's like
I don't see them very often here anymore.
Really? Dude, they're all over up here.
No. We looked at buying one, and my wife couldn't push the clutch all the way in. She couldn't reach the clutch, and then seeing out the back was impossible.
So that was the thing. It was like sitting in a tank. Like the windows, it was weird. Because we test drove one when we were looking at getting rid of our Aztec the first time. Yeah. And we decided, no, we'll keep the Aztec over the FJ. My wife decided that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's funny. I remember we tested ours in the evening and you couldn't see jack out the back. I mean, it was so dark and we're like, what? How far back can I go? Like, and the thing that I hate about those and about my truck is a stupid third suicide door. That's pointless. Because remember, the FJs didn't have 4 doors. They only had one suicide.
Yep.
Yeah. I hate that door. It was so tiny to try to get in the back. Nope.
It'd be for me, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, got a little chill. AC is kicking up here.
Ooh. Getting old.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, time to get your card again.
Michiganders shame non-U.S. vehicle drivers. Yes, they do. Very much so. Although I never saw Jaguars in Virginia, but we used to see them all the time on the east side of Michigan. Jaguars and Audis, which I didn't see those either in Virginia.
Yeah.
And then Oh yeah, like Vipers and stuff, cool stuff that you'd see, but
Yeah.
you never saw those over. That's still a U.S. car. Yeah, they have two. They have two suicide doors.
I think they only had one. Either way, that door was pointless. I remember trying to get in when we test drove it, and I was like, because I love the way it looked. I love the way it
It was
looked.
so cool.
I thought it drove great, but I remember back then we were like,
well, the look still holds up. You see it on the roads now, and you don't think like, oh, that's an oldie.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think when we drove the one we were looking at, it was a 6-speed manual, and they're like, yeah, it only takes premium fuel. I was like, at the time, I was like, does it? Does it really only take premium fuel? But I think, what did we get instead? I don't remember what we got instead. I think we got a Passat wagon instead. Which, a Passat wagon of that year, like 2000, that would have been like 2008. Dude, those are like solid. You close the door, it's like thump. Like that car was really good until it started having electrical issues. Then we got rid of it. Barely got it running to the dealership. Premium is a myth. They take regular. Well,
we do premium in my wife's Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Well, we do mid-grade.
I do premium in my old truck because I don't have easily accessible
plugs.
No, just the fuel, the ethanol.
Oh, yeah.
That fuel. Yeah, 06 Passat, the V654 was nice.
I still don't want another. Yeah.
That's what I had. Ours had the turbo. Was it the turbo 1.8 turbo? I don't remember.
I had the original Bug, the new Bug when they first came out.
Yeah.
Man, and I'll tell you, like
2.0. Yep.
You feel great about it, and then you take it into the dealership one time, and you see that there's 0 parking spots in the repair lot, and they're all new, and they all have issues, and you're like,
Yep.
2 clutches later, and whole bunch of other stuff later. It was like
ours is only electrical gremlins, and it was at the end of its life, like 140,000 miles or so, 160,000 miles.
Radiators, air conditioners. I mean, it all went. What's my car ownership? All right, so started with an old van, a red van. I think it was a Dodge.
Sportsman.
In high school, I was driving a big old red Dodge van.
Yeah, sounds like a Dodge Sportsman.
I think it was like $1,500.
Nice.
But it carried all my band gear, my BMX bikes, full size. Well, not 15 passenger size. It would have had like the velvety seats and stuff in it.
Touring.
Maroon, yeah, like touring style. So then I had a 2-door Escort, Ford Escort.
Wow.
Yeah. In college. Got into an accident in that. Drove around with a red car with a gray door for a little while. Until that became unreliable. And then I got
Hopefully you met your wife before that, because you sure
like
didn't
an
have any
old Ford Ranger with a truck topper on it. Got it for $100 though, and that thing just ran forever. It's a stick.
Nice.
Then I had a Pontiac Grand Prix.
Whoa.
And that thing was fast.
Fanciest of all rental cars.
It was fast. Then the Grand Prix.
I can't believe you had a Bug.
To a yellow Volkswagen Bug.
Why?
Bumblebee.
That's such a chick car.
Bumblebee.
No, that's not
Transformers.
Bumblebee. Nope.
So I had a yellow bug.
Did you have like the daisy wheel covers on it and
No.
maybe some eyelashes?
No. It was a stick. Manual.
Yeah, how many flowers did you put in the vase?
I never put flowers in the vase.
False.
Then we had that and the Aztec at the same time for many years.
Double whammy.
Yep. Got rid of it. Got a Kia minivan. Still going strong. I think if I've missed anything along the way.
Wow.
Jeep. Rubicon.
Oh yeah.
Then I have this Ford F-250. Oh, I had a Vespa.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore, Tony. You probably had one of those like half like retro helmets and the leather goggles.
Like the Speed Racer style with a little flip down half shield.
Cafe Racer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had it was a 350 Vespa. And all the punk bands back in the day had Vespas, man. I tried to win one forever from the Dropkick Murphys.
No, I don't believe you.
I was trying to find a vintage one, but then realized I wouldn't know how to fix this if something went wrong with it. And so I wanted one with like checkerboard, all that stuff, man, like going like Sting. But instead I got a brand new one. Red.
Did you have a baguette hanging out?
I was gonna do, but no, but I had the after a while I got the back case to put the helmet and stuff in when you got places to keep it dry and locked up.
For pizza.
Yeah. But
wow.
It went fast. I mean, it went 90 miles an hour, so
allegedly.
Well, that's when the governor kicked in. That's what I found out. 'Cause I took it back after I got a fuel filter fix. I'm like, hey guys, this thing is sputtering out. Like I'm going down the freeway, and I'm just like, it's going pop. It's just like sputtering out. I don't know what you did. Like, well, how fast are you going? I'm like, well, the speedometer says like 90 something, but like it's off ever since I got it. Like I was driving home from Charlottesville. And I'm just like, I don't have my license for it yet. So, I got a 3-hour drive. I'm trying not to get pulled over. So my wife's behind me. We get off at the first time I need to stop to get gas. Or I think it was to get gas. I think I just needed to stand up. And she's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you've been going 55 this whole time. I'm like, not a chance. I've been going 65, like right on the speed limit. She's like, 55 all day. And so, 3 hours ain't nothing, man. I taken that thing on some trips. It was, I had a motorcycle. Oh, I forgot. I did have a motorcycle back in college too. It was like a
Ninja 250.
No. It was like it was like a 79 Goldwing without fairing. So it looked like it was like a 1200. It looked like a European racer, man.
Yeah.
It was sick, but
that's a big bike.
It was so big.
That's a big bike.
Yeah. It was very big. So much power. It was not great for a college kid. Because again, I didn't have my license for it. I just bought it and just drove it.
Did it have saddlebags on it? The Goldwing?
Oh no, not at all. It was just all it was. It looked like a straight up European racer, like, white tank, straight seat on it.
Yeah.
It was sweet looking, and
that's cool.
And it was big and it was powerful.
Yeah,
but it was not anywhere near as fun as the Vespa to ride. Like because the Vespa is like freaking all automatic. So you just sit there, you just feet down, and then just, and then next thing you know, you're going 90 miles an hour, and you're like, yeah, it's rad. And it just, I mean, leaning where we lived, there was all these cool cornering roads that all the bikes would come out to, the motorcycles, and I would try not to ride it when they were riding it because I didn't want to get beat up. So, you know,
like, hey guys,
I try to time it just right so that like there was no other motorcycles on the road when I'd go. But yeah, selling that was an interesting thing. That was fun to sell. So I did sell it because I needed a new refrigerator for our 2002 RV that we had. So we can add that to the list of vehicles. A big old 2002. What was it? Fleetwood Bounder. Fleetwood Bounder is what it was.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It was. I've had some interesting stuff.
I don't think I can match that.
And I got a tractor to go with it all now.
Ooh.
Yeah. I spent more on my boat than I have on any of my cars. That's the crazy thing.
That's kind of how boats are.
And it's just it's not even something you drive every day. In fact, you don't use it for 6 months out of the year.
Nope.
Yet we like what?
You could have some battle boats.
Why did we do it that way? Yeah. Yeah. So I have a pretty varied lineup of cars in my past. But
Sweet.
My parents were teachers, didn't make a ton of money. Man, we had so many. I can't tell you how many $500 vans we had along the way as kids.
Yeah.
We had this like 70s LTD that I think they got it from like my grandma or something.
Those are awesome.
It was such a big boat of a car.
My grandpa had one, red crush interior in it.
Yeah.
And an 8-track. Yeah. Big Ford Windsor in it. 351. Yeah.
Nice.
I remember that car.
Yeah. The tractor is one thing I would not trade of my purchases that I've had. It's a do all. It does it all. Like it's just a workhorse. So and when he buys it and he sells it, 2 best days. Yeah, but the tractor is great. Like right now I'm using it to push my fishing boat in and out of the water. The trailer, just have a hitch on it on the bucket, run it up and down, pull it in and out. Push snow with it, dig holes. It does everything. It's been one of those things where it's like that thing's paid itself off.
Yeah.
If I'd have rented or had to do other stuff for these other options.
Yep.
LTDs would make great derby cars. It would.
Yeah.
They could keep hitting you, and if you sat in the middle, they'd never get to you.
Nope.
It's so wide.
Those things are so heavy.
Man.
Oh, so heavy.
Yeah.
Big old heavy beasts. Yep.
Call the crawl. Yikes, that's a lot. Bought and sold Toyotas weekly. Yeah. So that's it's a storied list of vehicles.
Yeah.
The Aztec was the longest running of them. Well, this Kia, man, this Sedona, I don't know if I mentioned that one.
You said Sedona.
Okay, yeah, the minivan was just there weren't many options when we got it. That thing has just been like we haven't taken just oil changes, tires and brakes, dude, over and over and over.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, right? But that thing's been so reliable.
I just put new tires on my truck. Iron Man's. Les Schwab.
Yeah.
You guys have Les Schwab out there yet?
No.
They're coming for you.
Did I mention the Mini Cooper Countryman? that was another one. And then we still have that. Yeah. It's quite a list with the Bug, the Mini Cooper Countryman, the Vespa, the Aztec. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Do you have a storied list? Or no, you're just like, I've just had my old truck this whole time. It's been my Mr. Reliable.
Had my 88 Camaro that I built with my parents, like custom paint, weld drag light wheels on it, louvers, T-tops, 5-speed. That was my 16-year-old car. And then I went from that, and I would go back and forth between that and an S10 because I blew up the motor.
With the rounded front?
No, square body.
Square body.
I'm older than that. Yeah. So square body S10, and then cars I drove or cars that were mine. Like once I broke my Camaro, I would drive the S10, and then every now and then I have to drive my grandma's Cadillac, which was like an 85 sedan DeVille. Like massive.
See a double A day.
Big Cadillac. And then let's see. After my Camaro, I bought a 91 Bronco, and I lifted that and put tires on it.
Your list is a lot cooler already than mine was.
I had a couple Volkswagen Bugs, old school, 68, 69. And what else did I have? I'm trying to remember. So this was up through college. And then out of college, my graduation gift to myself, I bought a 2004 XB 5-speed, which they're hard to find, the 5-speed ones. And that one I did all custom work on it. So that was like, I would take it to shows, and I won a couple of things at shows. And then after that one, bought the Xterra. And I'm not counting my wife's cars. These are like basically just my car. So I got the Xterra. And what did I go to after the Xterra? I think we went to the Passat. We had a Pathfinder in there at some point, an older one. Then we went to the Passat. And then I had, what was it? Passat. Well, somewhere in between there, I bought my old truck. I had my old truck, and then I went to, we had a Jeep Patriot for a while, 2-wheel drive, which was garbage. We liked it. It was just, shouldn't have bought it. And then we've had a 98 GMC that we got from my wife's grandpa that just hit 100,000 miles on it. And she now drives like a 2012 XB. So that's it. All cool cars. Nothing embarrassing.
I never cared about my cars.
Oh, I did.
Till
my Camaro was dope.
I never cared. I mean, I used to love watching them go down the street, but I never was like, oh, I want to drive one of those.
Oh, yeah.
This was about like function as far as I was playing in bands and I needed to get stuff around, and I would spend all my money on equipment.
I've always had a cool car. My Camaro was sick. That was my daily. And then my Bronco was dope because it was all black, had polished aluminum wheels on it. I think it had 33s on it. And gray interior, big system. Same with my Camaro, big system.
I didn't buy a new VW Bug. When I got it, it was used.
Either way.
But I got it for like $5,000, which was a great deal for it at the time because it was only 5 years old.
Those are so hideous. My mom had one, a convertible one.
Dude, they were tall. Like, they were roomy.
Yeah.
Like, I drive an SUV and I'm like crouching my head down to see the stoplights. Dude, that Bug is like all windshield. You had still like 3 feet of headroom above your head.
Yeah, but if you were in the back seat, my mom stuffed me and my cousin in the back seat, and my cousin's probably
new bug just means body style. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
My
cousin's probably my height, but maybe a little thicker than I am, and we were like a clown car getting out of the back of that car. We're sitting in the back like this, like, come on, Mom, get there. Terrible.
Yes, I describe the Countryman as a go-kart all the time. It feels like a go-kart as far as steering. Everything's so tight, and it's a fun car to drive, honestly, because it's supercharged.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep. Paddle shifters, and it's like pop, 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 as you're decelerating too soon just to make it pop a little bit.
That's what my XB. I custom did the exhaust. That car was like crazy. I sold it for more than I bought it for, and it sold for more than it was new when I had my XB, because I had like 17-inch wheels on it, ground effects, velour headliner. No, it was suede headliner that I did custom speakers all the way around, and I had a light and crank pulley, and so I would rev match all my shifts, and it would pop and all that, and it was just a stupid little XB, but it was fun.
See, David Fair says he still has a bug. I'm just going back through. It was a boxy Escort.
Even better.
Yep.
Yeah, we have the.
Well, it was like a, what was it? Ford Escort. I think it would have been like a 89.
Tempo Escort.
No,
Tempo.
it was not boxy. It was not that boxy. 92.
Yeah, so we have the XB, the release edition. And we just got hit. The tailgate on our XB just got hit. And I was like, oh, I hope they don't total the car, because it's not worth a lot. But the release edition has that, like, I think they called it hot lava or something, salsa paint. It's all custom, like pearly paint. It's that red color, red orange. And I was like, they're going to have to paint quarter panels, roof, bumper cover, all that stuff. Brutal.
So I had a hatchback Ford Escort. I'm just seeing some of the questions before.
I'm falling apart here, Tony. I think we
need
man.
To get off all right.
Soon.
Yes, we'll get off here. 2-door. Yeah, it's like a 90 something, 91, 89, 91. It was not a pretty car.
So my XB, the funny thing I did, this is when I was like working at a place that did stuff for Disney. I casted little toasts, little pieces of toast, and I took out my door pulls for the locks, and I put them in my door pulls. So when the doors were locked, all you could see were the top of the toast. And then when I unlocked it, the toast popped up. So because they called that car the toaster, because it was like a box, like a toaster. That car had so much headroom, like I couldn't believe how much space was in that little car. And I remember I had these really cool little JL audio subwoofers. They were like little 8-inch subwoofers that were high excursion subs. And I made this acrylic box it was MDF all the way around, acrylic on the front, but I put white LEDs inside the acrylic, and it was so sick. So it was like the JL audio, black and white with the white around it.
That's a little dorky.
What?
That's a lot of, yeah. I mean, car stereos were a big deal back then. This would have been it right here, an 89 Escort GT hatchback.
Nice.
That was it.
Wow, getting all the ladies.
Wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. I mean, there were some Escorts that were not great, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Vespa Designs. I like that though. So I was just looking at other people's cars in here. 2005 XB 5-speed. 86 Toyota 2-wheel drive pickup. That'd be sweet. Dakota V8. And Cummins Ram and a 21 Tundra. Man, the new Tundras are sick looking.
So sick. So Jordan's asking, doesn't know who else to ask, but doesn't have any budget. What's the best RC drift chassis you could buy? Okay, here's the problem. If you don't have any budget, you're going to have to save, because it's not about the chassis. It's about getting all the electronics to throw in the chassis. You can buy chassis now for between $100 and $200. But then you have to buy the body, $50, $80 depending on paint. And then you have to buy ESC motor, gyro, radio. So out the door minimum, you're probably going to be at $300 or $400, I would say. The cheapest kit that I looked at was the Sakura D5 kit, and I think that's about $100. Red Cat just had their DS. I think it's called no, or is that the associated one? I don't know. Whichever the Red Cat one was just on sale. Might still be on sale for like $119.
And people were drifting good with those down at USDE.
Yeah, they look RDS.
Worked.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they still worked.
Yep.
So, all right, well, let's do our wrap up. This is where we just awkwardly end the video. Say thank you guys for tuning in. Or not.